Colors is quite tough, huh? Good. How about you? Is your sati improving, huh? Sati. Have you heard of this word? Awareness. Knowing what one is doing, why one is doing, what the results of one doing is, at every moment, at every time that we have from the morning to the evening. When we have with meditation, when we have sati, then we know that the breath is going in, that the breath is going out, and so on and so on. It's essential, I talked about last time. Yeah? When I was still, working in Hamburg in a research lab, we called ourselves yuppies. You ever heard of that? Yuppies, young urban professional. So we wanted to distinguish ourselves from the other for the rest, yeah. And then later on, I think a year later came out dinkies, double income, no kids. So people want to distinguish themselves, yeah. And nowadays, the most famous word, or the most fashion word is meditate. Oh, I'm meditating. Yeah? I don't think they have a clue what meditation is about. It's the same thing, when normal people, are in pain and go to a physicist and ask for some painkillers, and then they go and tell other people, I physicate. What is meditation? Yeah, people use it all over the world. The young people, the so-called progressive people, meditate. Yeah. Now, even in the big anti-corona demonstrations in Germany, they meditate. Well, it's certainly better than to throw stones and loot and things like that. But what is the word meaning? Meditate. Yeah. We have so many words. Media, medium, mediate, meditate. What does it mean? Medium. It's going into the middle. It's going back into the heart. Yeah, it's practice. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. Meditation is all about practicing the heart, training the heart. Yeah, that's actually much more to the point. We train the heart. Yeah, meditate. Oh yeah, yeah. We feel aloof, yeah? Meditate, oh, I feel so good, yeah? And when you come out of meditation, or when the people come out of meditation, just business as normal. Nothing has changed. Just like people, who are in pain and take a painkiller, their behavior doesn't change because of the gone pain, because after a while the pain comes back. And that's the same with meditation. After a while, the dukkha comes back. Yeah? What is dukkha? Yeah? Also this, it is translated in English as suffering. Yeah? Ask the people around you, are they suffering? Nobody suffers. Yeah? It's a wrong translation that gives a wrong idea about the whole thing, about the whole Buddha's teaching. Interesting, yeah? When you look at Thai, yeah, they incorporated the Pali words into Thai. So dukkha in Thai is tuk. They do have a word for suffering, tolaman, yeah? So, but they use tuk because tuk is all of it, it discomfort, dis-ease, discontent, yeah? It is suffering, it is pain, but it's all of this. It's a container for all these unpleasant sensations that we both have in the body and in the heart. So meditate, what is it? It is practicing the heart, yeah? And what is happening in most of the meditation courses, yeah? I mean, they learn how to stay with the breath, yeah? Yes? And the moment the heart becomes a little bit calm, then they watch what is going on, yeah? It is just like, you're sitting there, closing your eyes and see on your inner screen whatever the heart projects onto the inner screen. A projector. Huh? And we look at all these images that are projected on our inner screen. We look at the thoughts, the visual thoughts that come and project out. Just like when we open our eyes, whatever we see is a projection of our innermost, yeah? But meditation or practice, as the Buddha described it, is looking inside the heart and see what is going inside the heart. That is, and in order to get to look at the heart, we have to practice, we have to train, we have to drill the heart to stay with one object, for it to be able to be calm. And not only, once it is calm, to get onto the things, that the heart constantly projects, because that will not change, yeah? These kind of projections are going on all the time in the heart, and we look at them and wonder, where are they coming from? What brought them up, and so on, and then we are already in thought without even noticing. This is not meditation, this is not practice, this is not training, and that is not drilling, yeah? I mean, for any kind of profession, whoever had a profession in certain ways, yeah? If you study mathematics, you have to train yourself, yeah? Meditate. We meditate about this formula. Huh? Yeah, we contemplate about this formula. No, we have to train to understand. We have to, yeah? And there are two forms, of practice, yeah? So I don't call it meditation anymore. We have two forms of practice. And as the Lord Buddha described, one is the practice of samatha, making the mind calm. And that means observing the breath at the tip of the nose, if the breath is fast or if it is slow, if it is the in-breath, if it is the out-breath, if it is deep or if it is shallow. That is the practice of samatha, to get the mind calm. And we have only one object that we observe, and that is the breath at the tip of the nose. Yeah? Another word, or kamatan, basis of practice, is the mental repetition of the word Buddha or Dhamma or Sangha. But then we stay with the word Buddha or Dhamma or Sangha and repeat it and observe the Buddha or the Dhamma or the Sangha. Yeah, if it is slow, if it is fast, if it is deep, is it shallow, if it is at the beginning or if it is at the end. It is one object that we observe. That is practice. It is practice of samatha, to make the mind calm. Yeah? And when we do that correctly, the mind will get calm. And then the most common mistake is, once the mind gets calm, we go, instead of staying with our object, we go to the feeling of calm. Oh, it's so nice. And then we lose. Yeah, then we don't practice anymore. We are just happy about the results, about the coolness or the freshness of the breath, or of the calmness. Or maybe a happiness arises, or maybe peacefulness arises, then we stay with that, yeah? And then sooner or later this peacefulness or happiness or this calmness will go, because we don't do our work, yeah? We don't do the work of staying actually with the breath. I mean, we have only two objects for samatha, yeah? Be it the breath or the Buddha, or the mental repetition of Buddha or Dhamma or Sangha, yeah? That is our object, and we have to keep it when we are with the breath, until the breath really stops. And it stops, and we know it stops, and we get terrified, yeah? But we shouldn't get terrified. We should look, what is left over when the breath stops. That's a much more interesting question. Everything can disappear, but there must be something left over, and that what is left over is the one who observes that the breath has stopped. So the one who observes that the breath has stopped cannot be the breath, yeah? So let the breath go, and when the breath goes, the whole universe goes, and then where are we? We are in Appana Samadhi or deep state of Samadhi or the privy of Nibbana. Then the whole universe collapses. I mean, this is a wonder of meditation. I mean, we have never experienced something like that. We never, I mean, since we are born, or since, life's uncountable or immeasurable, I mean, we have never been into this state, where there is no universe. And then when we come back, when we come back, out of this Appana Samadhi, we see this universe, evolve again. Where does this universe come from? It is within our 5 khandhas. That's where the whole universe is. It is in the 5 khandhas, or in the 5 groups of body, feeling, memory, association, thoughts, and consciousness. That's where the whole universe exists. And it is different for every person, because every person has a different variety of these 5 khandhas. Some people have more, they have consciousness, but people have more association, some people have more thought, some people have less thought, some people have more feelings, this kind of feelings or that kind of feeling. So they live in a different universe, And I mean, if we ever had a partner or a lover, we know they're living not in the same universe than we. That's why we always get into trouble or into fight with each other, Because we don't think the same way as the others. But if both of us, if the fighting parties, both of them go into the one-pointedness, they will be happy, and combined, united, The moment they come out, and then every one of us lives in its own universe, So the practice is, the practice of samatha is drilling down, training the mind to stay at this one point, be it the Buddha or be it the breath, I don't say it always Dhamma or Sangha, whatever word you choose, it doesn't really matter, as long as you have faith in this word, I mean, if you're a Buddhist, then you take Buddha or Dhamma or Sangha, if you're a Christian, you can take Jesus or Maria or whatever, anything that is 2 syllables, It is easy, 1 syllable, 2 syllables, And then go, and then stick to it, Until the mind gets completely calm. And like I said, with the Buddha, with the breath, until the breath stops, and it will stop, And then we can enter deep samadhi and see the wonder of meditation, or see the wonder of our practice of samatha. It is called Appana Samadhi, or deep state of samadhi, where everything disappears. And when we have this experience that everything disappears, and we are absolutely happy, absolutely contented, then what do we need from this world? What do we need from this universe? Then we come out, and then we can question ourselves. I mean, whatever I look in this universe, I'm looking for happiness. I'm looking for satisfaction. I'm looking for content. For contentment. But when I go into Appana Samadhi, everything is there. Even in the Upachara Samadhi, when thoughts and memories are stopping, there is no future, there is no past, there is no worries, there is no loneliness, there is no fear, there is nothing, So we are already happy and contented, When we come out of it, we want this, we want that, we constantly, we want to move, we want to switch position, then we want to drink something, then we want to eat something, then we want to sleep, we are so tired, and so on, Constantly wanting, But when we go back into samadhi, when the mind is completely rested and sticks with its Buddha or sticks with the breath, and there are no more thoughts coming up and no more memories coming up, we are happy, contented. If that doesn't teach us anything, then I don't know what teaches us. It's the experience, practice is all about experience, Experiences things that are happening within us, And when I said, now I use the word meditate again, find the middle point of our existence, That means find our heart. So we go actually inside our heart. The first thing is, we make the heart calm, so that it is like a pond, where there is no wind, curling the surface, so that we can see the ground, what is underneath. Yeah, when there's rain and there's wind, we can't see the ground of that pond. Yeah, so we don't know what is lying underneath, and that is the same thing with the heart. Yeah, when the heart is perturbed by all these thoughts and all these associations, all these memories coming up, all these thoughts coming up, all these feelings, it is like heavy wind and rain. Sometimes it's like a tornado, or hurricane, or typhoon, whatever you call them. How can we see the ground of the heart? But once the heart is calmer, there is no more wind, perturbing the water, then we can see to the ground of the heart. And that, of course, might not be very pleasant. Whatever we dumped into this pond, we will see. And all these unpleasant experiences that we push down in our life, and it's not only this life. Some of us might see, things from previous lives, from 10 lives ago or from 100 lives ago, because it's still there in the heart, So we see, and then I use another simile, cleaning up the attic, where we all pushed our things that we don't like to see anymore, but we don't want to throw away, so we push it up in the attic, and we can't even close the door anymore because it bursts out, And then, this is like opening the heart, we come to this attic, open the door, and all these things fall upon us, Everything, these emotions that we suppressed for such a long time, come up, and overcome us, or seem to overcome us. But if we stay with the Buddha, or if we stay with the breath, they don't overcome us. We just see them coming up, displaying themselves, and then we say, okay, and then let go of them. Just return to our Buddha. That's how we let go of them. We turn our attention back to the Buddha. And we know how to do that, all our lives, we have turned our sight away from unpleasant things and turned it towards pleasant things. People say, it's pushing away these things. No, it's not pushing away, it's putting our attention to something else. And that is what our life is all about. When we look at our life, we see people that we don't like to see, so we look away to people that we like to see. We see situations that we don't like to see, and lots of people see situations that they don't like to see, so they look the other way. So, for instance, some people see a beggar, they don't like beggars, they look away. And you can see that happening. So going to the heart, calming the heart, making the pond completely crystal clear to see the ground of the heart, what is on the heart, what is on the ground of the heart, and then removing one by one. They will come up by themselves. We don't have to find them. We see the first thing that we see will come up. That's what we see. Okay, we look at it. Okay, fine. And we'll return back to the Buddha or return back to the breath. And most of the things just need to be relieved like that. Most of the things, we just push them sometimes, because we didn't have time to look at them, We thought we didn't have time to look at them, we just pushed them into the heart, and all what they need, okay, now we look at it, and then replace them with the Buddha, or replace them with the attention on the breath. That's it, Some of it needs investigation, So the second part of our practice is investigation, What is investigation? We ask. We do the same thing like in samatha. We concentrate on one object. For instance, when there's a lot of pain, then we go to the to the point of pain or to the area of pain, and then ask the first thing: what is pain? And then lots of answers will come up, but we don't listen to any of these answers. Because the moment we listen to one of the answers, we are fooled. The heart doesn't give us answers. It's a power that That is our dictator or our slave driver that answers these questions, yeah? So we ask the question, what is pain, and then it's, oh yeah, I'm sitting uncomfortable, or I'm stretching my leg too much, or I'm breaking my leg if I sit longer, yeah? All these things come up, yeah? And then we just, say, don't believe, until there are no more answers coming up. Then we ask the next question, where is the pain? Is it point-wise? Is it area-wise? And so on, and so on. So really dig down into the pain. Of course, the feeling will get really intense, so we have to be able to accept it. And that is the most difficult for us, because all our life we were running away from unpleasant feelings and running after pleasant feelings. Just like I explained last time, with the dog, having a sausage in front of him and tin can in the back. Yeah? So we have to accept that feeling. Wholeheartedly breathe it in, just like a bad smell. Sometimes, you went to a place where there was really a bad smell and you didn't really want to breathe. Yeah, it's quite painful. So you breathe in and accept it. And then you can then you can stay with the pain, no matter how much the kilesas tell you this is excruciating, you will break your leg, or you will break this, or will break this, or you will ruin your body. Yeah, they have lots of answers, and you all don't believe in them, and go on and ask the question: where is the pain actually? Is it in the skin? Yeah. Sometimes the skin is irritating. Is it in the bones? Is it in the flesh? Is it in the tendons? Is it in the muscles? Yeah, where is it? Yeah. And then they come, of course, it is in the muscles, because, I have muscles since I was born, yeah. And when I sit in front of a TV and watch, and watch a nice, interesting movie, I don't have pain in my legs. Huh? I have to be clever, to go against the onslaught of the kilesas that try to convince us that this pain is excruciating and it only stops when we stop meditating, when we stop practicing. And then it actually stops, yeah? The moment we stop practicing, it stops, yeah? What kind of pain is that? It is magic pain, yeah? And that's why we have to drill down, yeah? We have to drill down onto it, to find, the real cause of the pain, yeah? And then it swaps, once we get very close to the answer, it goes from one point to the next point, yeah? From the left knee to the right knee. And then the first time we are really surprised. This was so excruciating. Now there's no more pain. But now the pain, excruciating is in the other leg. Huh? How did that happen? Huh? But we don't ask these kind of questions. These kind of interesting questions we don't ask, yeah? We just look for the easy way out. How do we get rid, yeah? Let's go to see a doctor and get some painkillers and get rid of the pain and don't worry about where the pain actually came from. Now, but by investigating pain, we ask, where is the pain? And when we do that, and when we are good at investigating pain, we can investigate any kind of feeling, be it bodily feeling or mental feeling. The first thing is we have to accept that feeling. Really accept it wholeheartedly, breathe it in, feel it in your whole body and say, okay, there is a feeling. Don't label it, the heart knows if it is unpleasant or pleasant, yeah? You don't have to say that. So you don't have to label it. Look at it, observe it, accept it, and then ask the right question, yeah? What actually, for investigating of feelings, what actually came before that feeling? What happened before, just before that feeling arises? Because feelings are not staying there forever. Feelings arise and cease, yeah? So, what came before that arising of that feeling? What was the trigger, yeah? You remember last time I talked about the watch, with 5 gears, each gear, gets into the other, moves the other gear, yeah? And that is the 5 khandhas. So what came before that feeling? Yeah? Was it a thought? Was it a memory? Or was it a sensation? Or what was it? Yeah. And then we know, okay, it was this. And then we go, what came before? Yeah? And what came before? Until we come to the point. Yeah. And now the simile of the avalanche, where the avalanche starts. Yeah. And then we see, where the avalanche starts, with a stone, that rolls down the hill and takes on snow, and each time it turns around, it takes on more snow until it becomes so big that we can't handle it. We have to find that stone that caused the avalanche. Once we find it, we can take it out, and then it's the end. Yeah? That's how we can investigate feelings, any kind, fear or whatever, or worries, or, all these things. Yeah? If they really trouble us. If they just come up and we can just replace them, we acknowledge them and replace them with Buddha or with the attention on the breath, then we don't have to investigate these things. Huh? That is also, a big mistake a lot of people make. They investigate whatever comes into the heart. They will never finish. We only investigate the things that really stick, that are profound, that have a deep root in our heart. Not the things that are just on the surface. Yeah? On the surface, we just let them go. We just replace them in Buddha and they never come back. Yeah? If something persistently comes back, then it is time for us to investigate what is behind it. Actually, yeah. And maybe to our surprise, or maybe probably not to our surprise, there's always, a kind of view behind it, or kind of idea behind it, that triggers this whole emotion. Yeah? A view that we don't like this person, or that we don't like this situation, or that we don't like this kind of food, or that we didn't have enough food, or that this person hurt us, or that, any kind of thing. Yeah? So we have to look at this, and see, and then see, there's just a view, yeah? And what actually hurts me, yeah? Because the view that another person has about me is different from the view that I have about myself, but and then the next question should be, is the view about myself correct? Huh? Is it correct? Huh? I can give you the answer, no, it is not correct. It's our it's our dreams. That is what our views are. It's our dreams, how we want to be, but we are not. Yeah, and to realize that there's a lot of bad things within us. There are a lot of bad character traits within us. It is difficult for all of us, for all of the people. It's difficult to realize. Of course. And then we can realize, I heard sometimes say, the Lord Buddha, if you have greed and hate, there's good and bad within you, then you are born in one of these 31 realms of existence. If there's no more greed and hate within you that leads to good, or bad things, then you're not born anymore in this universe. So, because we are human beings, there is some evil within us, maybe a little bit less than the other person, but who are we to judge? Yeah? Or there's a little bit more than the other person. Yeah? That should give us an incentive to become better. But anyway, every person, no matter if it is the highest God in the realms of the gods, yeah? He still has evil in him. And he still has lots of good, at the moment he's what is that? He enjoys, the fruits of his good deeds, yeah. And when the end time is, when the good merit has, vanished, then he comes back as a human being, or as a ghost, or goes to hell. Yeah? To enjoy, quotation marks, the fruits of his bad deeds. Yeah? And Lungta Mahabodha gave it very, very good description. He said, when I look, he said, when I look at my previous lives, some of it, I was in this kind of heaven, then I went down to that kind of hell, then I came up to another kind of heaven, because every good deed, has a different kind of heaven, and every bad deed has a different kind of hell. If you go one time to hell, you get rid of that bad deed, yeah? But then you have to come back, to another kind of hell to get rid of that kind of bad deed. Yeah, when you lie, you go to the hell where they tore out your tongue. until that karma is gone, and then you come back as a ghost or a human being, or you go to heaven because you have lots of good karma, and then, after this good karma is vanished, then you go back to hell and receive, and get the fruits of your bad karma. That's what normally happens, yeah? And that's why, last time I said, the human life is so precious, yeah? But it is also very, very dangerous. Yeah? Because within a day we can create karma that sends us to heaven for 100,000 years, but we can also create karma that sends us to hell for 100,000 years within one day. And now think about how many days do you have? So after our human life, and that's probably why the Lord Buddha said, it's very difficult to attain a human life again, because after this, we have to redeem our merit or good merit, or we have to redeem our bad deeds, yeah. And that takes a long time, yeah, before we can come back as a human being to make enough bad and good karma, to be thrown off into this universe for another 1,000 lives or 100 lives or whatever. Yeah? And it will never end, and that's why it comes in, the human life is so precious, because here it is the easiest way to jump out of the hamster wheel. Yeah? So remember this, put a little bit more effort in your practice, yeah? Practice sati. Yeah? He explained it last time. Sati is our torch. Yeah? If the batteries are worn down, we don't see anything. And if the torch is worn down, even if we look in the heart, it's just dark. Yeah? We don't see. If you have a cellar, and you go into the dark cellar and the light is not working, you stumble across this, and then you assume it is this, then you stumble across that, you assume it's that, and so on, and so on, and so on. We don't know because our torch is not sharp. Yeah? The batteries are weak. Yeah? And we train, we drill the sati, with the knowingness of the object that we observe when we do samatha. Is that understood? Have a little bit more sati. You run around like lunatics, or sometimes I say zombies, yeah? Huh? Really, no sati. A person without sati is like a zombie, he just, follows his greed and hate, yeah? What is the difference? What is the marking of a zombie, They normally don't follow their hate, but, their greed, yeah? But we are zombies who follow our greed and hate, without thinking anything about it, what we are doing, why we are doing, what the results of it. That's why I call most of us zombies, yeah? And without satis, we stay zombies, yeah? Or you can use another word, we are conditioned, yeah? Huh? We're programmed robots, yeah? If you like the term better, yeah? Going like robots through the world, yeah? Today is Monday, there is no visiting day. Saturday and Sunday we have lots of visitors, yeah? So, anyway, I came to the end of the talk, so now if you have any questions, you can ask any questions if you have them. We are spiritual warriors, huh? Not mushrooms. And remember what the Lord Buddha said about how many % of the people or the beings will go to hell? Huh? Do you see the cow over there? How many horns does it have? These are people go to heaven or Nibbana. How many hairs does it have on its fur? These are the people go to hell. Yeah? And then he gave another teaching, that 70% of the beings, they don't even have a choice then to go to hell. Because they are not interested in the religion. Yeah? They don't even believe that there is hell. We know, we lived in the Western world, and we know how many people believe in heaven and hell. Huh? If they don't believe in heaven and hell, they will go certainly to hell, Huh? That is their choice, yeah? They have no interest, and they are here also called them pada parama. Huh? The wasteful ones, yeah? Or the unteachables, the ones that cannot be taught. Yeah? Even if you send 100 priests, or 100 monks to them, they won't listen. Because all what they have in mind is there. 70% of the beings, yeah? They don't even have a choice. Huh? They're unteachables. 30%, yeah? Not 30%, 29, about 29% are he called them neya, yeah? Today they listen, and say, oh yeah, yes, yeah? I want to keep the 5 precepts. And the next day, oh, it's so difficult, yeah? Let's break them. And then they take them again, then they break them, they take them. So they are just like, vicious, the one time they go right, then they go left, then they go right, and then they go left, yeah? But these people you can teach. He said these 30% of the beings, the human beings you can teach, yeah? They are open for it, yeah? They sometimes have the notion, yes, there is hell, even if the next day they don't believe it anymore, or say, it's inconvenient to believe it because, yeah, out of this reason or that reason, yeah. But these are the people one can teach, so only 30%, 70%. Think about 100 people, 70% you just can write off, yeah. They have no chance, no whatsoever, yeah. And the 30% have a chance, but most of them don't take it. And only 1% are the really ones who are determined, now let's get out, yeah? So are you the ones who are determined to get out, huh? Or are you the ones who are oh, it's too difficult today, let's practice tomorrow. Because these are the nayas, yeah? You have to strive through, no matter what, no matter thick or thin, you have to go, yeah? No matter if you scratch yourself, if you get wounds, you have to go through the jungle, and meet all the dangers, or sometimes, there are happy times when you just go into a pleasant meadow, and sometimes there are difficult times when you have to climb a huge mountain, yeah? And sometimes you even go through even harder times when you go through a desert where you don't even know if you ever get out. Yeah? These are, during our practice, these are times, when we are in a meadow or when we are in the jungle, when we are climbing a mountain, there are different grades of difficulties, or when we are in a desert. This is the worst time, and that's where most of the people give up. Yeah? When they are in the desert, when they don't see, what is north, what is south, what is west, what is east, which path to go. Yeah. But even, people, in our times cross the desert, through the stars, and we have a big star. That's called the Lord Buddha, the big star, yeah. We just put our attention on the Lord Buddha, what he teaches us, follow his teaching, and then we even go through the desert, get through the desert. Okay? Any questions, huh? There's only two more, a little bit more than 2 weeks, put some more effort, the sati is so difficult to develop. I understand that, took me a little while, yeah? But being a research engineer, you have to have sati. Even then, with this kind of work, yeah? So it helped me a lot in my practice, yeah? I just had to switch the topic, yeah? Of being interested in research, being interested in the Buddha or in the breath. What is your question?
Ajahn, in America, very popular now is in the meditation, they call meditation, not really meditation.
Yeah.
Meditation is mindfulness.
Yeah.
And to be in the present moment.
Yeah.
And to respond and not react.
Yes.
And so this is the big thing, and it's becoming a big business now.
Yes, that's why I said, yuppies, donkeys, meditate, yeah. And physicate, yeah. Physicate is also a big business, yeah. I mean, all these drugs that people they take, yeah. Yeah, mindfulness, I never call it mindfulness, I call it awareness, yeah. Actually, sati, is mind emptiness when the mind is empty. And only then can the mind, when the mind is empty, then the mind can respond. Because if your mind is full of one thing, you only think about the one thing and you don't see all these other opportunities that are open, but because your mind is, programmed on this one thing, you don't see it. Yeah? So when the mind is empty, it sees everything. Huh? And it sees, and it also sees, it's very fast. It also sees the best way to respond, without harming yourself and without harming others, or being helpful to others and being helpful to yourself. But with mindfulness or with this attentiveness, being in the present, people even don't know what it means, being in the present moment. Being in the present moment, the mind has to be empty, then you are in the present moment. The moment there's a thought coming and you go for this thought, you're not anymore in the present moment. Huh? But you must be one must be very skeptical if big business is taking up meditation, yeah? Because then it has become completely valueless. Yeah? That interesting thing, that Lungta Mahabor, my venerable teacher said, Dhamma should not be sold in a marketplace. Dhamma has, should be given free to everyone who wants it. Because even if you had all the money of the world, you wouldn't be able to buy it. It's so valuable. Because it's so valuable, it has to be given free. Yeah? So he never allowed, that any of the Dhamma books or CDs or DVDs, would be sold. Yeah? Everything is given free. Here in the monastery, everything is given free. Nobody asks you, in a meditation course, how much do they charge you? $600 per weekend. Yeah? That's a big business, yeah. And what do they teach you? Yeah, give you a pill, happy pill, and you get out of the meditation course. On Monday, you meet your boss, or you meet your stockholders, and then whoosh, all this anger comes up again. Okay, so more questions? Huh? Then we stop, yeah? Develop your sati, huh?